Stand by. The program will begin soon.
An example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. I mean, we might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are married because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are... CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Goddess Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh. Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentler tone.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt, period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive part, whether he can issue President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a
this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on that
The
committee?
seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. Are you going to condemn that pardon?
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to out and out deny anything. That's the weird.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family member.
Select a Boy asks, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Have Stable, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Trump has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician, has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who, 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can make it.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about. And even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Uh-oh, I almost messed up my microphone. Ah-ha-ha! Here we go. What's up, people? Good morning and welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, excuse me, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where I've been outed. Oh, good Lord. We'll find out if my friends ever show up here. My friend Wu, my dear friend Wu from high school, posted one of my streams on Facebook. And I kind of leave my political life away from Facebook, but I don't care. I mean, I should have done that a long time ago, since I have about 1,100 people on there. But anyway, that's not a big deal. I don't know why I started with that. That's not really the important thing, because this is something interesting coming up. Yeah, I'll tell you about that and a lot more, but I'm just gonna get into the show because of the wonderful things he does. I am the Wizard of Oz. First, let's say hi to everybody and get it going, because I just don't have any pithy, interesting things to say other than happy birthday to Lady Boomer. Today is Lady Boomer's birthday. That is the celebrity birthday of the day. It's the only birthday that's important. In fact, I didn't even look up any other celebrity birthdays because I don't care. It's Lady Boomer's birthday. And we get together with both our kids today, and we're going to have some pizza tonight because Lady Boomer and I both have to work in the morning. But so we're going to have a chill evening, and then this weekend we're doing a little cabin thing with the traditional Lady Boomer and P-Dawg and whoever makes it goes to the cabin and grill steaks and goes out on the boat and play some golf and just all the the things we like to do every year. So I don't know how you would send a message to Lady Boomer other than through here, and I'll make sure that she lets you know that you wished her well, as some of you are already doing. So there you go. Anyway, let's say hi to everybody and get it going. First in the chat today. Oh my gosh, what is going on? First in the chat is none other than Willie is first in the chat. Cause you can't push Willie around. Willie is fat. Wait, no, that didn't work out. I meant fast. Why did I say fat? That was weird. Anyway, what's going on with the scrolling on the chat? That's weird. Also, good morning, Avocados Diablo, obviously here bright and early, but not first. JB with an almost, absolutely. And the Pope has an inspirational message. Yes, Pope Tyrannus the Third, the blessed religion, with the message of hope, blessing of the most divine dead. Today is the day that he has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, thank you, Pope Tyre. Appreciate that. Also, good morning, Unacceptable Views, my other favorite Canadian. Blue-Eyed Scream, or name yet. Maddie's in the house. Nice to have you back, my friend. I hope you're feeling well. I know you didn't. I'm pretty sure you've kicked cancer's ass, right? I knew that. Something like that. Anyway, congratulations. I think. Oh, I hope I'm not saying this wrong. Anyway, I'm glad to see you, my friend. Attack Alpacas in the house. Chauncey Stewart, are you early? You know, every time I see Chauncey Stewart, just the name, not you, but personally, but every time I see the name, I always think of Patrick Stewart for some reason. I don't know why. because he, well, maybe it's because number one is here. Number one, I see you. And, and that's it. Blue-Eyed Scream, number one, Chauncey. Yeah, that's, so Heidi ho, Heidi he. Let's play some Wii. I don't have a Wii. Mike Savage Blarg is here too. Great. The only reason I thought of the Wii is because when we went to the Spam Museum, remember I said I was going to mention spam every day this week. We went with a friend of our son's and his girlfriend. We took them with us because they always said, "Hey, we want to go on one of these daycations with you." And we're like, "Well, how about the Spam Museum?" We're like, "Yeah, that sounds cool." And they were talking about playing Wii golf. They dug out the old Wii and were playing Wii golf and Wii tennis and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. Also, speaking of Spam Museum, this morning I had a lovely breakfast of some. I diced some Spam and fried it up in the skillet, so at least one side of it was crisp. And I had some fresh fried potatoes deep fried hash browns that I made myself, and some scrambled eggs with a little hot sauce, and I mixed it all together, and it was freaking great. I forgot that sometimes if you cook up Spam, don't cook it, ruin it. No. If you get one side of it a little crispy, that's the shit, man. That's awesome. So anyway, but no, she has to go Billy Idol with Joan Jett. What? I don't even know what that means. No, I'm still fighting it. Won't read the eviction notice. Oh Lord. Oh no. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm praying for you. You know I love you, babe. Keep fighting it, man. Keep fighting it. I'm glad that you're here today. So, I wish you the best. What else was I going to talk about before we got into the show? I guess there's not that much. There's a whole bunch of Democrats are expecting to spend narratives. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh wow, I didn't even see this. There's a poll. I'll have to swing this poll up into the early stuff because just because. Oh, I already talked about Nancy Mace, Cory Booker. Oh God. Cory Booker realizes endorsing Mom Damme is a ticket to nowhere. Okay, there's a lot of articles in the aggregator today that I hadn't got to go through yet, but I don't need to because I got a lot of stuff anyway. Anyway, Maddie is too tough to be defeated by cancer. She has been schooling it and helping it get its GED so it can move out on her. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're really hoping for. Yes, but yeah, prayers for Maddie. Damn it. Cancer sucks. Okay, let's get into the show. First, thanks to the people who have shared the stream already. A few of those, obviously. First on the list is always Somnable Nation with their own. Oh, what the hell? Why didn't I do that? There we go. Somnable Nation with your own post of the show. Greatly appreciated. Also, what the fuck with the slee stacks? Oh my God. Homies are ready. Let's go. What? Now, if you don't know what a slee stack is, you're probably a little young. But in fact, quickly, whoever's the first one who names what show this is from gets a bell. I wish I'd made that decision as well. Anyway, yeah, that's good. Slee stacks. Oh, Avocados Dabbly. There you go. Now you earned your bell for the day. Not the Slee Stacks. Land of the Lost. Definitely. Okay, you guys all know. Anyway, thanks to Tyre Alexander and Somnable Nation for retweeting my post of the show and the daily woo from Tyre Alexander, a.k.a. the Pope. Reposting that bad boy, of course. And what is this? Oh, the Daily Samurai from JB, the king of the samurai movies and gifts. And then a Let's Go from Renee Mayette, a.k.a. Live Salty Tears on X. So there you go. Who colluded? We know who really colluded. Don't we? All right. National holiday. Today is a special day. Today is National Night Out. Yeah. If for all those people who live in dangerous neighborhoods, this is supposed to be the day that the law enforcement and everyone says, hey, you should be able to go outside and not, have your kid diddle it or, get shot. And so this is National Night Out, where neighborhoods all over the country have a celebration in their neighborhood, maybe a barbecue, maybe a get-together or whatever. And what's weird, though, is in my neighborhood, I live, third ring suburb, and we have a National Night Out Day. And I always like, well, why do we have a National Night Out Day? But we do, and we have it every year, and all the kids and the families in the neighborhood. We were supposed to have it at our house this year, but then we realized, oh my God, it's on Lady Boomer's birthday. We're not hosting National Night Out on Lady Boomer's birthday. But it's kind of cool because in our neighborhood, usually a police officer comes by and talks to the kids, and then one of the fire trucks comes by and they sit there and the kids can all look at it and they fist bump all the kids. So anyway, yeah, National Night Out. Here is the U.S. Attorney for the District for D.C. saying today we're joining law enforcement, community leaders, residents across the country for National Night Out to support safer streets and making our communities stronger. So, so lots of people are putting up posts about National Night Out. Tonight's here. What is IMPD? Apparently this has gone kind of continental too, because I think they do it in Canada and in Mexico in some places, just because we started some shit. IMPD says tonight's the night. Join us for National Night Out. Happening tonight. Meet your local police and first responders while connecting with neighbors and build a safer and stronger community. Check with your district to find the event closest to you. So there you go. Enjoy your National Night Out if you are participating. Some other holidays on the docket today. There's only this is weird. Now, usually on this holiday calendar, there's usually like 12 or 14 different freaking holidays. But today, there's just 5. Just 5 holidays on the holiday calendar. One, it's Work Like a Dog Day. What do you mean? Sniff around the yard and pee on things? I don't know what that means. Work Like a Dog Day. Get motivated and tackle that to-do list with the same energy your pup has when chasing after a Frisbee. Oh, okay, I got you. Hey, JMK, what's up? Welcome back. Lord Stanhope's in the house, too. Good to see you. I already said that, but, never hurts to say it twice. Also, National Night Out is on the calendar list. National Oyster Day? Okay. Anyone here like oysters on the half shell? My wife really does, and I, every once in a while, I guess. So, when I was in college, hello, TC, what's up? When I was in college, my fraternity house had one of the rooms in the actual physical fraternity house had access to the roof. And usually the Thursday night of Drake relays every year, we would buy cases and cases of oysters and have them on ice up on top on the roof of the house, which was our annual oyster bash. And we did that for, at least the years that I was there. And nobody fell off the roof, which was a good thing because there was also a lot of beer involved. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of oysters, I guess. Unless, I suppose if you get a little lemon and maybe a little cocktail sauce, they're okay. But the last time I had oysters, I had a couple bad ones and now I can't eat them anymore. Anyway, it's also National Underwear Day. So make sure you wear some underwear and maybe show it off to somebody. I don't know what that means. And then National Couscous Day, which is weird because couscous is not American. But anyway, there's our holidays for the day. All right, moving on. The other thing that's trending, apparently SummerSlam was last night. And the only reason I even decided to feature this is because yesterday, or not last night, it was Sunday night, I guess. But yesterday, a couple people were posting that Donald Trump got booed on the SummerSlam during SummerSlam because they had some kind of a signing of something with Linda McMahon and what's the dude, the Triple H and all those people. But now I'm looking at this today as I scroll through his day. Apparently, no one's talking about that anymore. But lots of footage of SummerSlam, and apparently John Cena passed the torch to Cody Rhodes, which I was always wondering if Cody Rhodes was ever going to amount to anything, because when he was Goldust, that was the dumbest shtick I've ever seen. I mean, well, maybe not the dumbest, but I've seen it was dumb as hell. Anyway, so yeah, that's the big news from SummerSlam. I'm not going to bore you with that for those who are not into wrestling. Also, let's see, what else the next thing? Oh, by the way, so the reason when I started the show, I was like, oh, I didn't see this. Apparently there's a poll out, and this is posted in Issues and Insights and Issues and Insights poll. Oh, Patio Furniture's in the house. What up, Pat? I think I saw Patio Furniture. Didn't I see it? I could have sworn. Did I see Patio? Darren Root. Hi, Darren Root. Did I see Patio Furniture? Maybe I'm just hallucinating. I don't know. Well, anyway, Patio Furniture, if you show up, I've already said hi to you, so there you go. This is interesting. There's a poll out from Issues and Insights, and it's the title of the article that goes along with it says, "So much winning, voters give Trump's leadership and policies strong backing in August." Oh, Goldust was Dustin Rhodes? Well, maybe that's why. Okay. Yeah, Goldust was a dumb character. I hated that character. I thought it was really stupid. And well, never mind. I'm not gonna. Anyway, so here's the article. While President Trump's leadership style and policies both can be at times controversial and annoying, that's my own aside because you know me. Look again. My theme of Donald Trump is a jackass. Sometimes you need a jackass to deal with all those other jackasses, and so that's why I'm supporting him. Anyway, I'll just read it. President Trump's leadership style and policies both can be at times controversial, even among his own GOP base. He continues to hold on tight to his solid overall favorability rating among American voters, the latest Issues and Science TIPP poll data show. Now, I hate it in online polls, but whatever. The National Online Issues and Insights poll, INI, taken by 1,362 voters from July 30th to August 1st, showed Trump holding steady with 45%, giving him a favorable rating, and an equal 45% giving him an unfavorable. Another 6% answered not familiar enough to say, while 4% were not sure. Poll margins of error are plus or minus 2.7%. So it could go either way. So yeah, his favorability is favorability for Trump being at 45 with 45 unfavorable, 10% not, registering. That's pretty good for him. I mean, because he's usually in the low 40s, and at some point he was in the 39s during his first term. So that's better than Joe Biden, by the way. It's better than Joe Biden was almost the entire time of his term, particularly after the second year. And then, by the way, he wasn't president the third and fourth year. So somebody was pushing that auto pen because Joe Biden was not there. And I would venture to guess that he wasn't there for most of the other 2 years either. But anyway, Democrats, though, favorable rating 17%, 76% disapproval for Democrats. Now, granted, some of those are people who think that Democrats are terrible. And some of those people are the people who think they're worse than that. No, what I'm saying is some are, a lot of those are conservatives or whatever who think the Democrats suck, but also some of those are people on the extra far left that think they aren't doing enough. They're not doing enough to stop the fascism. Anyway, but Republicans, 80% are favorable rating, 13% unfavorable. Now, this is across the GOP base. Never mind. Trump holds strong favorability across the GOP base. Overall, if your opinion of President Donald Trump generally favorable or generally unfavorable, or are you not familiar enough to say one way or the other? That's not even the GOP base. That's just in general. Independents, 32%. Oh, I see. Oh, that's their favorability rating among Democrats, 17%, 76 disapproval. But among the Republicans, he has an 80% approval, 13%. I read that wrong, excuse me. And among independents, it's 32% favorable, 53% unfavorable. That's not good. 15%, no, neither way. Conservatives, 76% favorable rating. Moderates, 33%. It's kind of like with the independents. So look, he's great among conservatives and Republicans, but he's slacking. He's lacking on the moderates and independents, which is who you need, I guess. But he doesn't have to be reelected, so I don't think he gives a fuck. Anyway, so there you go. I'm not going to read the rest of the article. Let's see. 45% approve of the job the president's doing. And then again, this is the same. That's the same slider scale. I don't need that. Why do they have it there twice? Anyway, TIPP Presidential Leadership Index shows a sharp divide. No shit. Democrats hate him. Republicans tend to like him. So anyway, there you go. You can read the rest of the article if you want more details. But I just thought that was interesting that he is at a 45% approval rating. That's pretty good. I'm curious of the sample divide, though. I've always wondered about that when I see these polls. A lot of times when Joe Biden get these great favorable ratings, then you realize that the highly oversampled Democrats. So I don't know how that. I haven't looked at the backdoor numbers. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost played this. The backdoor numbers. Yeah. No. God, I'm so terrible. Hello, Hoko Sports. What's up? Good morning. Ahoy, ahoy, ahoy to you too. All right. Next up is Texas is still trending because the Texas Democrats fled the state to avoid a redistricting thingy-bobber. It's kind of funny though, because if you talk about talk about gerrymandering. Like, for example, let's look at this. This is that district in Maryland I was telling you about the other day. How insane they gerrymandered a district just so they could get some kind of representation. I don't know this is a congressional district. It's not even contiguous. Well, it is barely contiguous. Like if you live in this tiny little slide right here, you are still the district. And these little fingerlings makes that one district because they're supposed to be a continuous district. Maryland is like one of the most gerrymandered states. But also the irony of the Democrats fleeing to Illinois. They flee to Illinois, and JB Prickster is lauding them. Illinois is also one of the most gerrymandered states in the country. It's just crazy. So anyway, Abbott has told them to respect the voters or being removed. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott threatened Sunday to remove dozens of House Democrats from office after they fled the state to block a GOP-led redistricting plan during a special session of the legislature. So since that article, I didn't realize it. I hadn't pulled up the whole article here. So I'll have that. It's Daily Wire is such a pain in the ass now because everything they do is behind a firewall. And I'm kind of like, no, I'm not subscribed to the Daily Wire anymore. So skip. Wait, what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay, there you go. So this the archived article is now in the links today, if you want to read it. But we kind of went through this yesterday. So Abbott said, if you don't come back by 3 o'clock, we're gonna vacate your seats, and I guess appoint people for all the seats. I don't know. Anyway, now the most uncharismatic member of Congress, who also happens to be the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, a.k.a. the Turnip, it says the Texas redistricting effort is an effort to steal the midterm elections. So here's Hakeem Jeffrey, also known as Turnip Boy. I shouldn't call him Turnip Boy because then other white people might say that and people think you're racist and shit. Let's call him Turnip Man. Turnip Man, because he has the charisma of a turnip. Hakeem Jeffries on MSNBC.
New York. Leader Jeffries, thanks for being with us. Texas Governor
Greg
Greg Abbott's
this
now
is 9 minutes
felony
long.
charges. He's threatening to replace these state Democrats.
For not doing their job.
What's your reaction to these threats?
Oh, wait. Before he even speaks, I want you to Turnip Guy. That'd be okay. Turnip Guy. Yeah, let's call him Turnip Guy because he has the charisma of a turnip. Let's listen to the charisma and just dynamism, as in dynamic, the dynamism of Hakeem Jeffries answering this question.
Well, the Texas governor is a cowardly, fake bully. He was ordered by Donald Trump to convene a special session of the legislature in order to gerrymander the Texas.
Why does he talk in segmented sentences? I never understand. He stops all the time. Anyway, he's, again, Turnip Guy.
This congressional map and try to rig the midterm elections. This is taking place at a moment.
You're right, HoaX Sports. Yes, New York redistricted in 2023, but that is different, right? They're not the only. Texas is not the only state has done this, and now some other blue states are threatening to do this too now. But yeah, anyway.
In time, where just a few weeks ago, more than 100 people, including dozens of children, drowned to death in the Texas Hill Country as a result.
Okay, politicians on both the right and the left, can we get you to stop answering one question by bringing up a tragedy that we should be talking about? Because it's not first of all, every single one of you should be able to walk, chew gum, look at your phone, and listen to Bananarama at the same time. I don't know why I said Bananarama, but he's got it. Yeah, baby, he's got it. I don't know why that song popped into my head. It just did. And that was a remake of the whoever it was Jefferson Airplane who originally did that song. Anyway, doesn't matter. Who did the original Venus? I know Jefferson Airplane did a version, but I don't even think that was the original. Anyway, so stop doing that, please. It's just bullshit, and you know it. All these legislators should be able to do more than one thing at a time, but how about just focusing on what they're talking about right now? Anyway, thank you, Avocado Stalby, first sponsor of the day, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Slowly and steadily getting to the goal of $10,000 by tomorrow for Lady Boomer's birthday, who says, when the same people tell you at every moment that democracy is at stake, run away from every vote, they will lose to prevent it from even happening. They are not serious people. Also, in regards to the flood, they also ran away from a vote about flood relief. Yes, they did. That's right. That's right. Yeah, the Texas Democrats love to run away, just like to flee the country. Remember, because they fled to Florida one time. This time they fled to Chicago on a $17,000 an hour chartered flight. Now, granted, I think it's only from Austin to Chicago is probably only 3 or 4 hours, but that's $17,000 an hour. They just spent what, $78,000 to flee Texas. $68,000 one way charter flight. What the hell? Thank you, Avocado Stalby. You are awesome. You are a good American. Appreciate it. So anyway, let's see what Turnip Boy said. Let Turnip Guy. I can't call him Turnip Boy because then you'll call him Turnip Boy and they'll accuse you of being a racist. I don't care. Anyway, Turnip Guy, charisma of Turnip.
Result of that historic flooding and inaction or lack of preparation by Governor Abbott and Republicans in Texas.
Lack of preparation? What are you talking about? Anyway.
This is a cowardly move by...
Wait, cowardly move by who? Wait a minute. The governor not the one who ran away. You little bitch. What are you talking about? Why Chicago? Because, I don't know, because J.B. Pritzker, because they had to choose a location. I mean, they could have gone to Denver. Chicago has some good shopping. And the Golden Mile along Lake Michigan, that's, they could go shopping and shit. That's probably why they went to Chicago, which, personally, I kind of like Denver as a city, or what's another good city? They should have went to Nashville. No, because Nashville is full of Republicans. They might get their ass whooped. I don't know. They flew to Chicago because there's a lot of Democrats there, and J.B. Pritzker probably helped them get the charter flight. Who knows? He's a billionaire. All right.
Republicans in Texas, and I'm so appreciative of the courage, the character, and the conviction being shown by Texas Democrats.
Courage, character, conviction by running away and not arguing your piece. Holy shit. Okay, you can watch the rest of this interview. It's in the article. I'm not listening anymore to this dumb shit. Anyway, there's another article here from the Federalist. Texas Democrats whine about redistricting from Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the country. Yeah, the freaking irony. The freaking irony of this. Texas Democrats abandoned their constituents on Sunday to avoid doing their jobs, which included voting on a redistricting map they claim is gerrymandered. So, where did they run off to in protest? The most gerrymandered state in the country, Democratic-run Illinois. 57 Texas House Democrats ditched their constituencies on Sunday, with the majority leaving for Illinois, while a few stragglers headed to Boston, Massachusetts, and Albany, New York, over a redistricting proposal. Last month, Okay, so anyway, they fled the special session so they wouldn't have to vote on it. Anyway, today's coffee is brought to you by Big Daddy. That'd be me. Anyway, you get it. You get the gist. Let's move on. Snap is trending, and I don't mean like, oh my gosh, what was that? Oh, is it Snap that did I Got the Power? I got the power. Doom, 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 doom. I got the power. Doom, 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 doom. That was Snap, right? Remember that song? With the Marsha Wash hook? And they put the hot chick in front of the hot chick on the video, even though it was Martha Wash singing the I got the power. But they did it a lot to her. Everybody What's now? That was Martha Wash too. Anyway, hi Mark Smart, how you doing? Okay, so anyway, what was I? Oh, Snap is trending. Not that Snap though. And the only thing as I scrolled through here, the one thing that stuck out was this breaking news from Leading Report or Breaking 911, which they're not the most accurate breaking news outlet, but at least this time they had a video. Agriculture I'm sorry, took it off the screen. It was already on there. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins announces new waivers banning soda, candy, and other junk food from SNAP food stamp eligibility. SNAP is a supplemental nutrition program meant to provide it should say healthy food benefits to low-income families. So here is Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins making that announcement. Maybe. There we go.
Since my confirmation, our department has encouraged states to think differently and creatively about how to solve the many health issues facing Americans. One way is by not
notice,
allowing
by the way, notice who's in the background. Bobby Kennedy. Yep, because he's the health guy. Hi, Midnight in Exile. Hello, Amazing Disgrace. Yeah, no, Everybody Dance Now is CNC Music Factory. But I Got the Power was Snap. That was the name of the band. And it was even the word of the song. Martha Wash. As visualized by Zelma Davis. It's Martha Wash, though, not Walsh. You're thinking Matt Walsh. Martha Wash. W-A-S-H. And she was in the cover, the Weather Girls. Remember that? It's raining men. Hallelujah. Is that AD's favorite song when no one's paying attention? I'm just playing with you. That's wrong. That's so wrong. Why'd I do that? Anyway, back to this.
Your funded benefits to be used to purchase unhealthy items like soda, candy, and other junk food. The number one purchase by SNAP recipients is sugary drinks. SNAP is a supplemental nutrition program meant to provide health food benefits to low-income families to supplement their grocery budget so they can afford the nutritious food essential to health and well-being. That is the stated purpose of the SNAP program.
You know, it's funny, too, because apparently Carnival Cruises were accepting EBT cards in their cash machines, and you were able to use EBT benefits on cruises, which I didn't know that. I guess they've corrected that, but I explained some of the hood activity on some of the Carnival Cruises. But anyway, let's finish this up.
The law states it, and President Trump's USDA plans to deliver on it alongside our partners.
Yeah, that was already the law, but apparently they've and by the way, if you use those cards, there are things that you cannot buy. For example, you cannot use them to buy like certain non-food items. You can't use them to buy pet food. You can't use them to buy a lot of different things. So so it's basically by category, and so they're going to stop allowing them to use it for soda, junk, various types of junk food. And it's funny because I was just about to make a video about this. I'll explain to you why in a minute.
At HHS. So today I'm proud to sign 6 more waivers for Florida, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Colorado. This is in addition to the waivers we've already signed for Iowa, Indiana, and others across the country.
I'm not sure the waivers mean.
I continue to encourage states to be laboratories of innovation, think through how you can promote healthy families and healthy communities. And because of our historic partnership, USDA and HHS, and the visionary leadership of the governors here with us today and of the states represented by the signings, we are doing something about it. These SNAP waivers are just one piece.
Okay, she's just, I was going to say fluffing her own horn, but that doesn't work. Anyway, she's just patting herself on the back. But I think it's probably a valid idea to not do that. You can't buy food that's hot, like store's deli food. Can't buy booze. There's a lot of things you can't buy. Thank you, Avocado Stably. Another small bullet in the tip jar. You're still the Streamlab Superstar Spots in the Bay. Who said day? Not the Bay. We're not in the Bay. On the nights go down in the city, and the sunlight on the bay. Why am I singing Journey songs? And I wanna be there in my city. Okay, Avocado Stabby says, to give the other side of an argument about this SNAP thing, why would the Department of Agriculture be able to stop you from buying pop? There is literally not one natural agricultural product in that stuff. That's why. That's why? Yeah, it makes sense. In fact, like I said, I'm going to find this now. This was one of the videos that I found funny as I was scrolling through Instagram. Not funny, I mean stupid. There's this MMA guy who made a video about that. Let me see here. It's a simple answer to the question he asked. So let's see if I can find that. Here we go as I scroll through. And where the hell did he go? He's not that far down. What happened to him? Oh, I wonder if maybe I deleted him. What the hell? Or it's maybe just farther down. Well, I'll be damned. Maybe I did delete him. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, in the immortal words of Emily Latella, never mind. It's kind of wild. I don't usually delete these things either. Did I accidentally delete this motherfucker? I think I did. Anyway, his question, which I thought was stupid, was, the reason that people who have SNAP benefits, the reason they buy junk food is because it lasts longer. If you buy fresh fruits and vegetables, you don't know how long it's going to last. It may rot. To which I thought the sane answer would be, can't you buy canned or frozen vegetables? I didn't understand his concern. It was kind of stupid. Anyway, I can't find him. Anyway, okay, we'll just close that. Fuck that shit. All right, where are we at? Can't wait to hear how this is racist while they ignored Biden trying to ban menthol cigarettes. Right? Well, come on now. If Joe Biden does it, it doesn't count. Stop. God. By the way, thank you, TC, sharing the show on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Greatly appreciated. And also Mitch Nemo and Dagger 3K dropped the who did you retweet though? The homies are ready. Oh, I see. That retweeted you, Somnable Nation. So that's cool. All right. Where was I? We're at Snap. Oh, Greg Abbott. Oh, I have those. Greg Abbott's also trending because of all that Texas stuff. We'll skip that. Oh, this is interesting. So apparently there is a forum somewhere in Mexico right now. And it's called what's it called? What the hell is this called? I believe it's like Pan-Continental American Congress Summit. Okay, it's basically a summit for lawmakers from various countries all over the continent of North America. Okay, and there's a representative named, what's her name? Delia Ramirez. And she says this. Stop. She's an American congresswoman, meaning she's from America. I like to be in America. And she said this. Now, you may not be able to, I'll translate it in a minute. Okay, now, obviously that was in Spanish. So those who don't speak Spanish, let me help you out here. Because oh, shut up, woman. This Democratic Representative Delia Ramirez stated at the Second Pan American Congress in Mexico City that she identifies as a proud Guatemalan before as an American. Now, this is a congresswoman. She's in Congress for the United States of America. The Illinois lawmaker, daughter of a Guatemalan immigrants, made the remarks while emphasizing her heritage and challenging U.S. global influence. In response, she later affirmed her dual identity, describing herself as both Guatemalan and American. Now, okay, wait a minute. How can you be Guatemalan? You've never been there. So anyway, here it is, the article in Breitbart. Now, Breitbart, obviously, are right-wing nut jobs for all of you who are going to bitch at me for using Breitbart, but they do regular reporting, too. So this is one of the articles that's probably has been ignored by the New York Times, so you get stuck with something like Breitbart, right? Democratic Representative Delia Ramirez told a meeting of foreign Latinos in Mexico, "I'm a proud Guatemalan before I'm an American," and the Department of Homeland Security wants citizens to see her confession of foreign loyalty. Now, it's funny because, you know, if you're let's say I'm half Irish, okay? Let's say I'm Irish American, and I am in Congress, and we have some kind of meeting in Ireland for some reason. Am I going to tell the Irish people there? Are they going to say that I am a proud Irishman before I'm an American? No, because anyone in Ireland is going to say, hey, yeah, you might have some Irish heritage, but you're definitely an American, right? And I'm not sure what the people down at this conference, they were clapping for her. I don't know. But a lot of people are really mad about this, saying, oh my gosh, she's a traitor, this and that. Like, for example, here's Matt Walsh's post about it. She should be arrested, denaturalized, and deported. Well, wait a minute. No, she's not. I think she's not a naturalized citizen. She's a daughter of legal Guatemalan immigrants. But he says she should be arrested, denaturalized, and deported. It shouldn't even be controversial to say this. It's obviously what should happen in cases like this. Representative Andy Ogles from Tennessee is calling for Democratic Representative Delia Ramirez to be removed from the House of Homeland Security Committee and stripped of her citizenship and deported. Now, now I'm wondering, maybe she was. Is she a naturalized citizen? Like, she'd come here with her parents? Let's read this article, because I didn't read the whole thing. Maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, and let's see this. Wow, I wonder how the representative's constituents in Illinois feel about her loyalty to being Guatemalan rather than to them, noted the Immigration Accountability Project. The Department of Homeland Security quickly reminded Americans of President Teddy Roosevelt's rejection of foreign loyalties. Homeland Security put this out about her. There's no room in this country for hyphenated Americanism. Americanism is a matter of the spirit and our soul. Our allegiance must be purely to the United States. We must unsparingly condemn any man who holds any other allegiance. That's a quote by Teddy Roosevelt. Now, I know what's going to start happening because I already predict, well, I'm sure it already has. I just haven't seen it yet. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people talking about the loyalties of the people who are supportive of Israel or whatever. It's kind of weird because there are several dual citizenship people. But again, I don't think they make their loyalty to Israel first. I think they make their loyalty to America first for the most part. One of the tasks of the DHS is to remove citizenship from migrants who gain citizenship via fraud or deception. DHS also administers the naturalization process, during which immigrants are required to declare loyalty to the United States. Ramirez, however, did not have to take an oath because she was born in the United States. Okay, see, I'm right. She was born in the United States. So why would you can't strip her for citizenship at this point. Her Guatemalan immigrants, wait a minute. This is precious. Hello, Anon. 1, 2, 3. Did I say number one? I said it, but I wasn't talking to number one when I said hello, number one. Or I didn't say hello, number one. I was talking about, who was I talking about? Patrick Stewart, because Chauncey Stewart's here. I'm distracted. Okay, Ramirez, however, did not have to take an oath because she was born in the United States after her foreign parents' illegal migration into the United States. CNN reported Ramirez's story in 2023. And what they wrote here, I'm the wife of a DACA recipient. I'm the daughter of Guatemalan working immigrants. I know firsthand the challenges and constant fear our families live every single day, Ramirez told reporters. According to the story, Ramirez grew up hearing when her mom crossed the Rio Grande, strong currents nearly swept her away. She she'd hidden her pregnancy from others on the journey, but in that moment she called out in desperation, "Help, help, save me, save my daughter." A man did, Ramirez says, but after that day, her mom never saw him again. Now that's interesting. So her mom knew she was having a girl. That's did she know? Did they have an ultrasound? Did they find, was it a turtle or was it the whatever? Anyway, that origin had shaped her political priorities, which include placing the interest of America's needs below those of migrants, even after taking an oath of office while being elected to Congress. And they just do the oath of office there. Her diverse origin does not prevent the Democratic representative from posting as a champion of law and order. In May, for example, Ramirez challenged DHS Chief Kristi Noem, asking, quote, "When you took your oath, did you swear to support and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America?" "Yes, I did," responded Noem. "I find that laughable," Ramirez, adding, quote, oh, here it is. This is this representative who now says her loyalties are to Guatemala first. "We don't live in a dictatorship or a monarchy. Trump's will is not the guiding doctrine of this nation and our country for his or your twisted authoritarian fantasies." They love projecting. "We are democracy." Yeah, a democratically elected representative republic. "We defend the Constitution. We affirm the rule of law. We respect the co-branches of government, and we uphold our rights even when we disagree. The foundation of our nation is based on the core set of constitutional rights upon which our prosperity, our pluralism, and our peace depend on it. You, however, have been leading this work for 116 days, and in that time you have profiled and dehumanized our neighbors." Well, wait a minute. Our neighbors? Some of those neighbors came from other parts of the world that you can't walk to here from. Anyway, our neighbors, blah, blah, blah. Where is that, neighbors? Neighbors. "You've betrayed our constitutional commitment to due process." Expedited deportations are due process. That's it. Due process just means you're following the law as it's intended. "Betrayed our constitutional commitment to due process. You've deported United States citizens." No, their parents took them with them when they were deported. "You've undermined the courts. You've broken the law. You've engaged in corruption, and you've weaponized the immigration system to violate civil rights." As Chris Murphy, the most annoying and insufferable congressman imaginable, perfectly stated, "Your department is out of control, but you're responsible. You have betrayed the sacred fundamentals of your oath, and I believe to my core that you are not fit to hold office. And again, to your face demand your immediate resignation, and I put and place it on the record for all to see." Well, there's a few people calling for your resignation now, Representative Ramirez, and I think that's stupid too. I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to call for a resignation, but maybe censure her. I don't know. Maybe just ask her, "Hey, wait a minute. Are your loyalties first to what? You're a Guatemalan first, and then you're an American. Then why are you in Congress?" Ho. Anyway, good morning, Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
All right, enough about Representative Ramirez. Let's get to the. Oh, wait. Oh, by the way, at this summit, here's an article in the Daily Caller about this, too. Another right-wing nutjob outlet. I don't want notifications from Daily Caller. Is this the full article? Yes, it is. Okay. Apparently, a lot of these House Democrats who went to the summit in Mexico were basically trashing America on foreign soil. Yeah, way to go, Democrats. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I pushed the wrong clown. I pushed the wrong button. Way to go, Democrats. You fucking clowns. Anyway, House Democrats trash America at Radical Summit in Mexico. By the way, I just happen to be wearing my Modelo t-shirt, which some people refer to as the Mexican Heineken. I like Modelo. It's a nice beer. Anyway, several left-wing American lawmakers traveled to Mexico City over the weekend to attend a summit aimed at challenging U.S. global dominance organized by the director. That was a Freudian slip. The director of an openly anti-capitalist and anti-American organization. Now, I didn't know this part of the story until just now. The second annual Pan-American Congress, Why the fuck is Rashida Taliban there? She's not Hispanic. Anyway, the second annual Pan American Congress, which took place Friday through Sunday, brought together leftist delegates from around the Americas, including Democratic lawmakers such as Representative Ilhan Omar, Rashida Taliban, according to the event website, the summit was organized by the leader of the Progressive International, a radical left-wing group that describes capitalism as a virus. Oh, goodness. That must be eradicated in partnership with Morena, Mexico's ruling left-wing party. So this was a bunch of left-wingers, okay? Mexican Heineken, greater than Mexican Heine. Oh. Yeah, sure. So anyway, while the event's website only offered vague themes such as equality and solidarity, David Alder, gender coordinator for the Progressive International and one of the summit's main coordinators, said in a television interview ahead of the summit that the event aimed to confront what he described as rising authoritarianism and fascist threats across the continent. He emphasized the goal of inverting global power dynamics by shifting decision-making authority away from Washington, D.C. and towards developing countries in the global South region. So they want globalism with somebody else in charge. Got it. One of the most striking expressions of anti-American sentiment came from Representative Delia Ramirez of Illinois, who delivered remarks during the event's opening ceremony, because she was talking about being a Guatemalan. We already know about that. In addition to immigration, the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas also featured prominently at the event, repeatedly characterized by genocide, or as a genocide by event speakers. You know, it's funny. I keep thinking about when they describe this as genocide, and, you know, we had that retraction from the New York Times the other day. They describe it as a genocide, right? And yesterday, I was, watching one of these short videos on I think Instagram maybe, and they're talking about, over 60,000 Palestinians have been murdered and whatever in this war, right? And they're describing that as a genocide. And I was thinking, wait a minute. There are 7 million people, Palestinians, in Gaza alone. And they killed 60,000? 60,000 out of 7 million, and you're calling that a genocide? Granted, the 60,000, a great majority, a lot of them were probably just human shields, right? But how is 60,000 out of 7 million a genocide? Because it sounds like a lot. It is a lot of people, and it's unfortunate that the Hamas hasn't, cooperated at all. And basically, Hamas is probably celebrating that they have 60,000 martyrs, right? But how can 60,000 be a genocide when there's 7 million of them? I don't understand. Now, they would have said ethnic cleansing of the area or whatever. I could understand, at least in theory, that concept. But how can 60,000 out of 7 million be a genocide? That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, back to this. Israel has Omar, as in Ilhan Omar, the congressman for the 5th District of Minnesota. Yay. One of Congress' most vocal critics of Israel spoke at a panel entitled Visions for the World, where she discussed the caliphate. No, I'm sorry, kidding. Where she discussed the Palestinian cause, according to Adler. Omar was removed from the House Foreign Affairs Committee in 2023 due to repeated anti-Semitic remarks. Talib, a.k.a. Rashida Taliban, Omar's fellow squad member, who shares a history of anti-Semitism, received a standing ovation at the summit as she was hailed by Mauricio Jaramillo Yassir, Colombia's Deputy Minister of Multilateral Affairs, as a symbol of resistance against fascism. And credited with leading efforts to advance the Palestinian cause in the United States. Other Democratic delegates to the event included Representatives Ayanna Pressley, another squad member, Summer Lee of Pennsylvania, who's squad wannabe, and Jesus Gilberto Garcia of Illinois, who are all members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. The offices of Omar, Talib, Pressley, Lee, and Garcia did not respond to the Daily Caller's request for comment. So, anyway, so this is radical. kind of the super far left, radical left, if you want to call it that, according to everybody on the right, and their own squad literature. It's the who's who of the left-wing Democrats who went to this thing. And so it's no surprise that that woman pledged allegiance to the country she wasn't born in, but the country of her parents. So, all right, let's move on. By the way, America First is trending somewhat because of that, but also because the state of Oklahoma now is going to require all incoming teachers to pass an America First test, proving they know the Constitution, understand American exceptionalism, and can define a boy and a girl. No woke brainwashing around. This is a Fox News report. Oh man, Oklahoma's going ham on lefties. Basically, they're making people, if they move to Oklahoma and try to become a teacher, and they move to Oklahoma from California, New York, or any Illinois, or like I think any of the coast states, the West Coast states, they're making them take this test before they can be teachers. Hello, Midnight Exit. Oh.
All right, so for anybody who's got teachers
Listen
in their
to this.
family
Listen to this.
in Oklahoma, this is a story you'll probably want to listen to, because there are teachers that are relocating there from progressive states who will now be evaluated on the America First agenda. Oklahoma as a state now is going to require new teachers pass an America First test to keep their license. They're going to have knowledge of the U.S. Constitution, an understanding of American exceptionalism, a grasp of fundamental biological differences between boys and girls. Perhaps for some, this sounds like common sense.
Okay, if Oklahoma wants to do this, it's fine. I'm curious, though, when they say an understanding of American exceptionalism, how do they... And I'm cool with that too, by the way, Select Boy. I'm fine with that. They need to know this. But I'm curious when they say an understanding of American exceptionalism, what they mean. Because some people think that, when some people say exceptional, it's exceptional. Oh, that's fantastic. It's the best ever, blah, blah, blah. Versus the actual concept and the original kind of concept around American exceptionalism was how America is different. Like we're the exception to some of the rules. For example, an example of American exceptionalism would be if you're born in the United States, you're not stuck in a particular social class or caste or anything like that. Anyone who's born in America can make themselves way above their station of their parents, or the rich don't necessarily stay rich. Some of the rich can end up being in the poorhouse by the time they die. So it's like America. That's one of those things that is kind of an exception. A lot of times if you're born, at least in the past, if you're born in countries in Europe and your parents were tradespeople, or your dad was a carpenter or whatever, you tended to stay in those working class. There were not mobility between levels or classes. So that's kind of that's what American exceptionalism is, that it's an exception to that old tired rule. American exceptionalism is our concept of free speech, which is way more universal than if you go to other countries where that's not really a thing, and that is American exceptionalism. So that's the actual concept that it's supposed to be. But a lot of people on the left hate the term American exceptionalism because they just think it means that we're better than everybody else, which we kind of are in those areas. But you know what I mean? That's not what American exceptionalism means. It means what exceptions or what are different things that Americans do that we take for granted, or that's cultural norms in the United States that is an exception to other places. Anyway, thank you, Avocado Steve. I'll be dropping another small bullet in the tip jar. If you want to drop a couple bucks in the tip jar, guys, the links there pop up in the chat every while. Just look for, is Johnny Boomer Tech not working today? Is he lost? Where the hell's Johnny Boomer Tech today? Okay, well, he's there. Yeah, the PDawgKnight.live/tip. That's the best place. Or super chats are greatly welcomed. Anyway, thank you, Avocado Stiabi, who says this test does nothing. All you have to do is give the answers you know they want to hear. Doesn't mean you believe it in it or will teach it. Yeah, that's true too. That was the one part that yeah, they can force them to take this test. Are they going to require to teach this in their schools, though? Which, maybe if they're teaching history, yeah, maybe there is.
It's called science and history.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have teachers in the family
stop.
in Oklahoma.
I don't want to hear them babble about this. But anyway, you get the idea. So anyway, yeah, they're going to make them take a test. Okay. All right. Let's get into the picture topic today. This is big. Apparently Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States of America, has is this? Oh, it's 110. Okay, that's good. Has ordered a grand jury on the Russia probe. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm going to tell you where I think she's making a mistake at some point during this. Don't let me forget. Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered federal prosecutors to convene a grand jury to investigate allegations of a conspiracy behind the 2016 Russian collusion narrative targeting Donald Trump. The order, signed on August 4th, 2025, that'd be yesterday, follows a criminal referral from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, who declassified documents suggesting manipulation of intelligence by the Obama administration officials. The probe aims to examine evidence for potential indictments of figures such as former CIA Director John Brennan and, what's the other guy, Clapper? James Clapper. Hello, Miss Wild Wolf. Yeah, this is big news. I'm just curious where this is going. Let's see if we can find. Well, here's just the news. Oh, wait a minute. Holy crap! Multiple sources now reporting that Russia collusion hoax grand jury being impaneled. Here's John Solomon, just the news guy.
This is a major development. We told you last week that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, had given permission for a strike force to begin. That's a very specific tool the Justice Department uses on major conspiracies. And we told you then we would know it was getting serious when the grand jury jumped into action. We now know that a grand jury will be impaneled. Most likely, my sources are telling me, it could be in Florida.
Now, I said I'd tell you when I thought it might be a mistake. Might be a mistake to impanel that grand jury in Florida, depending on how they do this. Look, a lot of these things are location specific, and it would almost seem to me that location specific means you would have to impanel a grand jury in Washington, D.C. But impaneling a grand jury in Washington, D.C. would pretty much kill the whole thing. And so she's impaneling it in Florida, where there's probably a little more balance, although it's a red state. But here's an article in the Daily Caller about it. Oh wait, that's not the one. Let's try this one. Oh, these are just articles about what happened. But what's amazing about this to me is that Hillary Clinton never got charged with anything in the first place. We know that, for example, the faked intelligence known as the Steele dossier was a Hillary Clinton DNC project, or that material came paid for by the DNC, by Hillary Clinton's campaign. Who colluded with the Russians? That's the big question, right? Because the big thing during this time was, Donald Trump colluded with the Russians. When we know that the information in the Steele dossier, paid for by Hillary Clinton and the DNC, written by Christopher Steele, who went and got fake intelligence from who? Did anyone remember who they got it from? They got it from the Russians. So who probably colluded with the Russians just by, at least by proxy? Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, interesting enough, Tulsi Gabbard here details why Russia believe Hillary would defeat Trump, because supposedly they were saying, the Russians wanted Trump to win. But no, the Russians thought it was going to be inevitable that Hillary Clinton would win. And so they weren't fighting it. Here's Tulsi Gabbard detailing why Hillary Clinton, or why the Russians thought Hillary would win. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, claimed Russia aimed to stir chaos during the 2016 election, and they anticipated a Hillary Clinton victory, according to a Sunday New York Post interview. Gabbard shared her takeaway in an interview with New York Post Miranda Devine on Podforce One, set to be released on Wednesday. So we might, who knows, if that's released early enough, maybe we'll just watch some of that and just go through that. Quote, as we've learned in later documents that we've reviewed through our campaign, Russia believed that Hillary Clinton would win the election, Gabbard said. They felt it was inevitable. She added in the interview, Russia was accused of hacking the Democratic National Committee's emails in 2016, and an ODNI memo released in July stated, quote, supporting evidence indicates the Russian government directed hacking of the DNC and the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. But we also know that that probably wasn't what happened, because we know that a certain young man who was a Bernie supporter but part of the DNC, we know that he's the one who probably transmitted those documents to the little-known WikiLeaks. And he probably gave his life for it because, Clinton's side. Anyway, Gabbard questioned by why the Kremlin would wait until after the election to share damaging information on Clinton if they were so keen on seeing President Donald Trump in office, according to the interview. She referred to a recently published 2020 House Intelligence Committee report, which revealed that Russia potentially had intelligence demonstrating Clinton was using heavy tranquilizers to address intensified psycho-emotional problems, including uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness, which we all know. We know the background story of Hillary Clinton being a very emotionally volatile lunatic, throwing off F-bombs everywhere. Gabbard wondered why the reported intelligence was not made publicly available. If Russia aspired to help Trump get elected, which is what the manufactured January 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment says with high confidence, according to Brennan and Clapper, then Putin would have released the most damaging information and emails to help President Trump, Gabbard said, according to the New York Post. Referring to the House report, Gabbard said the information was intentionally withheld and not released because they assumed that Hillary Clinton would win that election, and their plan was to wait until maybe days or weeks before her inauguration to release these documents. Gabbard also discussed further information revealed through the release of documents by her office in July. Quote, it surprised me that all of the documents still existed, quite frankly. They found him in the secret stowaway place. So anyway, it's pretty wild that the Russians weren't rooting for Trump. They just thought they were going to be stuck with Hillary, and they could damage her later. Now, here's another one too. Now that's the 2016 election, but also apparently in 2024, the White House, there's an expose that reveals Biden White House orchestrated the lawfare against Trump to rig the 2024 election. You know how Biden was always denying that? That's interesting. Well, let's see. The Joe Biden White House orchestrated the law. This is an article at Breitbart. Again, right-wing nut jobs. Right-wing nut jobs. Just giving you a disclosure. Although they do regular news too. But they're editorially very to the right, to the Republicans, whatever. The Joe Biden White House orchestrated the lawfare against President Donald Trump in the run-up to the 2024 election, hoping to jail or bankrupt the Republican standard-bearer in order to prevent him from becoming president of the United States. The fact pattern that I established in my new book, this is someone named Alexander Marlowe. In my new book, Breaking the Law, Exposing the Weaponization of America's Legal System Against Donald Trump, reveals a vast conspiracy to use lawfare to rig the race by engaging an unprecedented level of coordination across branches of government, Democrat power structures, and the White House itself. Their plan was simple and devious. If they could not stop Trump at the ballot box, they would stop him in the courtroom. Now, I'm not going to read all of this because this goes for a while, basically promoting the book. But that sounds pretty plausible, doesn't it? I mean, it makes sense. Why do you think they held off on all these legal actions on Trump until like the last year, until campaign season? Because some of the stuff they, in theory, had while he was president a lot earlier. Why did they hold off on pushing all these different lawsuits and then making them all simultaneous? Because it was an op. it was obviously an op. Holy shit. But anyway, even Democrats have to admit that. They have to. And that's why so many Democrats are mad. Oh my gosh, we don't have time to finish these cases while Donald Trump's been elected president. That they should have been done a year earlier. That's all their only complaint. Not that they didn't convict Donald Trump, but oh my gosh, we got him as president because you didn't start these lawfare campaigns soon enough. So anyway, we got to lock him up. Trump used similar language about Hillary Clinton, but only as a campaign rhetoric when his power over the country, legal infrastructure was non-existent. Okay, whatever. So anyway, there's a whole new book on this, and there's a huge article here you can read about it, getting very detailed, lots of players here in there. So it's way too long to read for a show like mine, especially when it's that time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? It is that time. I have some other articles open. I don't even know what they are. Let's go through headlines and then we'll get out of here. Oh, these are all related to that. And I have the aggregator open. Oh, the one article I opened that let's go out on a high note. Again, this is oh wait, apparently Democrats are planning on spending tens of millions of dollars to fund hundreds of content creators. What do you mean plan to? They already are. Democrats are planning to spend tens of millions of dollars to spin narratives on social media as part of a $110 million fundraising effort, according to images of slides from a Democratic congressional campaign committee. Like, they're already funding. I need the Republicans to do this and start throwing some dollars in my coffer. Come on, man. Social media content creation, $110 million. Yeah, we're the Republicans doing this. And hey, Republicans, if you decide to do this, call me. All right. Anyway, here's the feel-good story of the day, though. Florida arrests over 40 pedophiles in undercover operation. 7 on ICE holds. Florida has arrested over 40 pedophiles, 7 of whom are Immigration and Customs Enforcement holds as part of an undercover operation. State Attorney General James Uthemeyer's office confirmed. 48 individuals have been arrested following what Uthemeyer's office described as a 6-day undercover operation targeting some online child predators. The press release notes that this marks the highest number of arrests ever made during this annual joint effort to protect Florida children from exploitation and abuse. Quote, I know the state attorney here is going to be doing the Lord's work to make sure that these people go away for absolutely as long as possible. And then those that shouldn't have been in the country, they'll go back to where they came from after they've served their time, Uthemeyer said during a press conference on this operation, as a handful of arrested are foreign nationals with ICE detainers. To go after young kids, there is no defense. There's no justification. There is no excuse, Uthemeyer said. It will not happen. It cannot happen in Florida. And we will work every day to make sure that we are getting rid of every single one of these assholes, he didn't say assholes, but I did, off the street. And then here's, what is this? Oh, God, this is a 31-minute press conference. Here's Uthemeyer.
If it comes to saving lives and protecting our cities and our counties, I will have a conversation with absolutely anybody, anywhere. I mean, look, you got 7 individuals here, people that are going to have ICE detainers if they don't already. Would the mayor just assume we're not going to hand these guys over to ICE? These disgusting, disgusting predators? We don't have the ability to hand these guys over. What would the mayor say to that?
Sure you do.
These are people that
hand them over.
Preyed upon kids, brought cocaine, brought condoms, wanted to do
Send
heinous things
home
to kids. And we're just going to say, oh, we don't have the ability to help? No, that is wrong. That is wrong, and I reject it.
Okay. That's just part of the press conference. Anyway, so that's it. Is that everything? Yes, it is. All right, guys. I'm out of time, so I got to go. Hey, thank you as always for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, Hump Day, and we'll do this again. How come no one ever brings cocaine to me? What? Oh, sometimes I forget to look at the chat. How do they have so much money left after USAID has been defunded? I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Here, copy. Here are the links for the day. here. They'll also be in the description of this video if you don't want to come back to the chat or copy this now. I'm curious, does anybody ever go to use these links? I put them in every day. I'll keep doing it because I'm sure somebody will eventually, but they'll also be in the description. That's it. Got to go. You all have a great day, and happy birthday, Lady Boomer. I got to go. My name's Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.